Como é que eu vou chamar pai, moleque?
Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you. Hello, ta-da! Barbara's here.
Bom dia, Dani.
Ta-da!
Nem sei quantas barbas eu tenho já. Alberto. Começar a usar. Deixa eu testar esse personagem, mano. Nunca testei não, velho. Reação alimentar. Deu o que? Área de terras.
Come to be. Burst forth.
Get them!
Feel this ancient power.
Nossa, tentei ele, mano. Achei da hora, pô. Peraí.
Nice and spicy.
Deixa eu pôr.
Moments of birth. Moments of birth.
Peraí.
Nice and spicy.
Moments of birth.
Eu acho que vou tentar mexer na Twitch. Talvez de tarde ou de noite que eu vou mexer na. Ah, da hora jogar com esse personagem, cara. Acho que se eu ganhar ele eu vou por alguém. Acho que eu vou trocar de... Não, mas se eu trocar de... Como é que fala? De fogo pelo lugar dele, não vai ter como eu combater os outros que são de água. Esse é o problema. Deixa eu ver aqui. Aqui eu vou ter que ir o perfil do personagem. Tá. Cara, tem um personagem, cara, que queria ter ele, mano. E ela é muito boa, sério.
Looks like Timaeus isn't here today. Customers? Oh, pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus? No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. I do my best to help. Huh? Do I look nervous? My apologies. I don't get out too often. I'm usually in the laboratory where there aren't many others to talk to. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll... Thanks! No worries, we're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we? Hey! Aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled Storm Terror?
Na verdade é um pouco exagerado, um pouco dá um autógrafo. Graças por você.
Thank you. I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close. What do you mean, research? Sorry, don't mind me. Still, you'd definitely be... There's that name again! Albedo! Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt?
Parece que já ouvi isso.
I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favoni's chief alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher. But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher?
Yes, he's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world, and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Tibet, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal!
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face. I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out.
Ele pode me deixar mais forte ou ele pode deixar o mais forte, será?
I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capabilities is one of Albedo's areas of research, after all. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to see him, but somebody has to attend to the store. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And... sorry. That's the best I can do. You'll have to do your best.
Hey, stop worrying! We got this!
Relatório de observação do viajante.
Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what worries her? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo.
Ah, beleza, eu não peguei isso aqui. Eu vou ter que vir pra cá.
Delve into destiny. Written in the stars.
Como é que dizia?
Steady as stone.
stone. Let me scrap.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Eu não sei se tem alguma coisa pra comer, porque eu acho que o pão acabou. Eu não sei se ele tá duro.
Tá com fome?
Eu não tô com fome não.
Hã?
Eu não tô com fome não.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't...
Evidence decides what people are like, not your... Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... Right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that nun's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm...
Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... the honorary reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the nuns of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
I got careless. Have a little taste. Fry.
Shadows of fate.
Leave it all to me.
Freeze! Take it.
Leave it all to me.
Have a little taste. Take it.
Leave it all to me.
No one escapes by sight.
Ué. Como é que faz isso? Entendi não.
You got me.
Leave it all to me. You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. What's fine on a criminal in your example?
They still need me.
Written in the stars.
Let me scrap.
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves sketching. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Sketches everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk! Let's take them out of the picture first! Steady as stone.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
What's up with sketching hilichurls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my sketch, it may give you a clue.
Ah. Muito avant-garde.
Wow, look at the detail!
You can find these hilichurls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Ugh, something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm... I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct? Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa! You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstrate, for example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's red.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to...
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
Não vou tratar desses bichos não. Não é pra cá, pô. Nossa, lá em cima.
A question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life after awakening. Even create...
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your... How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is... connected to your body?
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick. Or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method.
Huh? Doesn't seem very...
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring it...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself.
Delve into destiny.
Back off!
I must leave as a dutiful maid woman.
Shadows of fate!
Back off!
shadows of fate. Let me scry. Leave it all to me.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
Só pouco de frio.
Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you...
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract... If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Isso.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the,
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the...
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like... Let's keep our eyes open.
Take this!
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Steady as stone.
This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
I'll catch up.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
Dá uma olhada aqui.
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a...
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life form. A cryoregis form. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell. I've just tried some. It's in line with my... Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell. I'll be noting down all observable results and data points.
Beber poção. Tá. Vamos ver aqui, tem a poção aqui. Como é que é, mano? Aqui, ó.
Stone. Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance, and it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world.
Aw, Paimon wanted some...
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and people are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience, because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence, for example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine, or an Eye of the Storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form?
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like...
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was... That's the spirit?
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
Oi, João.
Oi, meu querido, tá bonzinho? Como é que você tá? Tá bem? Como é que passou o ano novo? Mamãe fez uma comidinha gostosa, comeu, aí tá assistindo aí.
Eu tô jogando.
Ah, tá jogando? E as aulas, quando vai voltar?
Eu acredito que seja no finalzinho de janeiro.
É? Porque a do governo falou que em fevereiro não vai voltar não, filho. A do governo, né?
Bom, uma possibilidade de começar em janeiro ou...
Por causa do problema, meu filho, né? Da vacina, filho, né? Tu vai, cara, não embora. Cadê o filho? Cadê o neném? Mas vamos ali.
Agreed. I'd love to find a moment to put that... Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Teyvat, for example. Here, but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any... unique ability? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
Obrigado.
No. You shan't be required to. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Desculpa. Paimon, desculpa, não consigo fazer isso. Paimon, tente.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
Was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
Espera aí.
I suppose I have a curiosity for... Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
Eu guardo para você ou duas batanas. Eu sei onde você quer chegar.
Good buddies are up.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the result. If there's anything left over, maybe to make...
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again.
Oh.
That was fast.
Peraí.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Peixe frito para Albert. Tá. Cozinho. Como é que eu vou cozinhar aqui se não tem? Oi. O que eu vou comer? O que eu vou comer?
Ai, meu filho, tem que aprender a fazer as coisas. Se não tem, senta lá na mesa, come, pega o requeijão na geladeira, come com torrada, com biscoito. Oxi!
É porque eu olhei que eu não tinha. Não sei se tem pão ou porque.
Tem que olhar, Hugo.
That was fast. Looking forward to...
Cadê, velho? Peraí. Por causa que eu já fiz. Não tá aparecendo.
That was fast. Looking forward to tasting... I mean, test...